The following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting at Western Illinois University.
Coming up on Live at 4, an investigation is underway regarding former U.S. Congressman Aaron Schock. Stay tuned for the details. And there's been discussion on a possible city ordinance that might raise some utility fees for residents in the area. We have more on that story. And for sports, see what the Macomb Bombers baseball team has been up to. Danny's got your full highlights later on in the program. All that and more right now.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Our recent weather roller coaster is cruising some strong storms over to our west.
And all that activity is headed our way tonight. News 3's Emily Manley joins us from the Storm Team 3 Weather Center to tell us how strong these storms rolling in actually are. Emily, what's going on?
Well, I just looked at the National Weather Service and I might have some good news. All that strong weather will be hopefully to the south of us. We will see what that is like coming up in my forecast, but let's take a look right now outside. You can see that we have a high of 38 degrees, humidity at about 78%, and winds are about 10 miles per hour, nothing too bad yet. This is the regional look at the radar. That storm is up here still. That will come down. It is still in the north. The stuff that was in St. Louis is starting to move out of the area. Let's take a look at the temperatures outside right now. 38 degrees. We have in Galesburg, it is about 40 degrees. So we're kind of all over. No one has really hit anything above 40 degrees today. So we're all kind of dealing with the same sort of temperatures. Even though last week it was so warm outside, you might be thinking that this is below normal. Not true. As you can see here in the Midwest, this white area is what we have for normal at this time of the year. I might have warmer temperatures in the forecast as long as you stay tuned here live at 4.
You know, with how cold it is right now, I hope it doesn't mean snow later for those storms. All right, thanks, Emily. City Council is in the process of planning the 2015-16 fiscal budget. News 3's Shanae Glasgow reports on one issue that is creating uproar for some local residents.
The overall city budget is $32.12 million for next year.
The council met last night to discuss next fiscal year's budget, but due to Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, the city has their hands tied on increasing utilities.
Why can't we take that amount that we want to raise over rather than the customers, a rate that's what the usage is?
The main concern of the public is to use a percentage increase instead of a flat rate increase of $4 a month.
They looked at our financial records of the recent years and they said, we're not happy with just a rate increase here. You're going to have to show us you can actually raise the money you need to repay us.
When the EPA insisted, did they insist the full amount be raised by a flat rate?
The answer to that, according to City Administrator Dean Torreson, is yes. Torreson says the EPA has looked at the city's financial standings in recent years, and they are not happy with just a rate increase. The EPA wants the city to charge a flat rate instead. The EPA wants this to ensure Macomb can pay back previous loans to the agency. And the city of Macomb has started its complimentary yard waste pickup. Macomb residents can now place yard waste for pickup without needing a sticker. The Public Works Department asks that all bushes and branches be cut to a minimum 4 feet and not weigh more than 50 pounds. Also, any bundles tied together with wire will not be collected. No sticker required pickup will continue on until Thursday, April 30th. For more information, contact the Macomb Public Works Department.
The Board of Trustees at WIU will discuss an increase in the university's cost guarantee for future students. The board will consider a 1.72% increase for undergraduates and a 1.69% increase for graduate students. This increase includes tuition, fees, and room and board. The meeting will be held in the University Union's Capitol Room on Friday, March 27th. The closed session meeting will start at 8 a.m. and the open meeting will begin at 9 a.m. following the executive session. And the U.S. Department of Justice is now reported to be investigating the questionable spending by outgoing U.S. House Representative Aaron Schock. Sources told CNN and the Associated Press that FBI agents and federal prosecutors are looking to see if the disgraced Peoria congressman broke any laws related to the recent reports of lavish spending. Schock announced his resignation last week. His last day in office will be next Tuesday. Now, tomorrow morning on Good Morning Macomb, veteran political observer Dick Simpson will sit down with us to explain the future of Aaron Schock, along with what he says is the corrupt history of Illinois.
A case dismissed and charges are dropped in a domestic abuse case against the former assistant state's attorney. Charges have been filed against 39-year-old Charles Munson after a dispute between him and a female known to him. Police say the alleged victim reported Munson grabbed her hand and crushed it. Munson appeared in court last week, where all charges filed against him were dropped. We have been in contact with State's Attorney James Hoyle, who says Munson has since been replaced at his office.
If you have a job on campus and just skim over your emails, you might want to give it a closer look. The Office of Equal Opportunity and Access sent out a sexual harassment prevention course that must be completed soon if you want to retain your job. Now, the course takes about 30 minutes to complete and is a reminder of what is and is not acceptable in the workplace.
Mass media and the perpetuation of negative stereotypes is just one of the many discussions at the upcoming diversity workshop. The Office of Public Safety will host the Racial Diversity Workshop for students and faculty. University Relations says the workshop will be presented by 2 experienced law enforcement personnel. It will be held in the Lemoyne Room next Tuesday, March 31st from 6 to 7:30 p.m.
The northwest entrance to the University Union will be closed tomorrow for patio construction. Western Illinois University Facilities Management staff says the ramp and patio will be closed for 2 to 3 months. The Union Plaza entrance and all of its services will continue in the Union during the construction.
People aren't watching TV like they used to. Everyone is viewing things online. News 3's Shani Belshaw has more.
We all know the newspaper, magazine, and music industry have suffered because of the internet. But is cable television suffering now too? According to Nielsen's audience report, less people are watching live television.
I definitely prefer Netflix just because I have a super busy schedule, so it's really easy. I can just watch my shows when I want, right away.
More people are subscribing to Netflix each year. In 2014, 40% of U.S. homes were subscribed to Netflix, which is up 4% from the previous year.
Many people get their entertainment from watching shows and tutorials on YouTube.
I do prefer YouTube more than I prefer live television. It's just live television. I hate commercials, so I rather just cut to the chase.
We're kind of expecting the media to cater to our needs. It used to be that you had to cater to their schedule. Now they're having to cater to our schedules.
Some people do still prefer the traditional way of watching television and not online streaming.
I prefer television because you have more selection to watch, obviously, and Netflix needs to update their movie selection.
Television is still the most popular way of watching programs and video entertainment, but it may not be for long. For News 3, I'm Shani Belshaw.
Between 2012 and 2014, research shows that older viewers watched less traditional TV, but increased viewing of videos over the internet.
A bright change has come to campus. Yellow bike lanes have been painted across the sidewalks. You may have seen them on your walk across. The university did the work while students were gone over spring break. With improved bike traffic and the coming of warm weather, we expect to see more students going for a ride.
Tonight, students will debate university budget changes. The Student Government Association has been discussing the budget for a month now. University administration originally presented SGA with a bill for these changes. However, students rejected the bill right before spring break. Tonight, they will be back in session and are expected to have a new bill with changes from the student body.
Lev Grossman is an American novelist and journalist. He's headed to WIU's campus. He's known for such novels as Warp, Codex, and The Magicians. Grossman will have a public reading of his novel, The Magicians. Grossman has written for the New York Times, Entertainment Weekly, and the Wall Street Journal, as well as other major publications. You can catch him Wednesday, March 25th at 5 p.m. in the Sandberg Theater.
The local animal shelter now has over 260 pounds of cat and dog food, thanks to a good cause. In just 2.5 hours, Kisses for Rocky became a success by raising money for the McDonough County Animal Shelter. Students were able to pay $1 to take a picture with Rocky and donate a dog bone to the shelter. The event was held by the University Resident Assistant Council in early February.
Western will be having an Easter egg hunt for the campus community. The event is co-sponsored by the Veterans Club, Graduate and Family Housing, and WIU's Oasis. The Easter egg hunt will be held on East Village's front lawn from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. this Sunday on March 29th. There will be an Easter egg hunt, bunny for picture taking, and a potluck of prizes, Easter basket giveaways, and more information is available on WIU's page for events.
And tragedy above the skies of France.
New video shows the site of a disastrous plane crash where 140 people are now feared dead. Still ahead, one investigators discovered that may lead to answers in why the plane went down.
Plus, it'll be here sooner than you think. The first formal candidate for the 2016 presidential election has come forward. What makes this Republican candidate different than most? Stay tuned.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
I think NEWS3 is great. It's all one common goal. Everybody's trying to be #1. Last year we were #1 in the nation. We beat out Florida and Oklahoma. I get to work with so many professionals. It's a really great experience, and they're always there to help, and it's just all around fun. Jasmine Crichton really does make it a real life experience that most schools maybe not, they don't offer that.
When the big stories strike, count on award winners to provide you intimate and in-depth coverage. On the air and online. Local news, fresh perspective. Before the lights go on, dedication, teamwork, precision. Award-winning leadership brings you Macomb's only local TV newscast. On the air, live at 4. Friday mornings at 10, and online all the time. Our community, your community, NEWS3.
Take your train and go. Stand by 3 for the push in.
Now from Macomb in high definition, you're watching Franny Smith, Mario Calero, Storm Team 3's forecast with Emily Manley, and sports with Danny Fry. Live at 4 continues.
A home owned by the Sandy Hook shooter Adam Lanza no longer stands. After a week-long demolition, neighbors say they are finally at ease. The Sandy Hook massacre all started in the house that was demolished today. The people in the town are now able to have a little bit more peace of mind. The community plans to fill the foundation and let Mother Nature take care of the rest. Just like how the town knocked down the elementary school following the tragedy, Lanza's 31,000 square foot home met the same fate. For now, the lot will remain as an empty space, but if the land is sold, any future profits would go to the victim's family.
And it's official, Ted Cruz is running for president. The Texas Republican announced his candidacy via Twitter just after midnight on Monday. Cruz posted a 30-second video message pledging to lead the fight to, quote, help make America great again. Cruz is the first candidate to formally throw his hat in the ring for what's expected to be a very crowded race for the GOP nomination. More than a dozen high-profile Republicans have expressed serious interest in a White House run. Cruz, if elected, could be the first Canadian-born presidential candidate.
President Obama expressed his condolences today after a German-wing Airbus crashed and killed everyone on board. Flight 9525 was traveling from Barcelona, Spain to Dusseldorf, Germany this morning, holding 144 passengers and 6 crew members. The plane went down in the Alps in eastern France just before 11 a.m. this morning. The crash sent shockwaves felt in 3 different countries, and only shards of the plane were found. Now, the black box has been recovered by France's Aviation Accident Investigation Bureau as they begin their investigation into what caused this terrible tragedy.
A famous actor, director, and mother of 6 had her ovaries and fallopian tubes removed to cut her risk for cancer. Angelina Jolie told the New York Times she carries a mutation of the BRCA1 gene, which sharply increases her risk of developing breast and ovarian cancer. Jolie's mother was diagnosed with ovarian cancer at the age of 49, and she died 7 years later. Jolie says she knows she's lucky because she's already has a family, unlike some women who lose out on that option.
Now, airports, they're notorious for heavy semi-traffic, which makes this next story about a bridge too short all the more interesting. A new railroad bridge near O'Hare International Airport is more than a foot shorter than large chunks of tractor trailers. So on day one of the new passageway being opened, several 18-wheelers crashed into the bottom of the low-lying underpass. Just look at that. Which is why on day two, IDOT decided to close Irving Park Road for, get this, the next 4 months. Now, signs will soon be posted for the 9-mile detour, which IDOT says will affect around 37,000 cars and trucks a day. You think what price cut once? I think this is where we need the Price is Right, a little sad trumpet music playing.
Absolutely.
All right, even though spring is here, the conditions outside wouldn't tell you that.
Storm Team 3's Emily Manley will be here right after the break to tell us about some potential hail headed for Macomb. Stay with us.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
And welcome back here to Live at 4. We can take a look outside, but sadly I'm not going to see any smiles if I do that because it is pretty gloomy outside and the temps still pretty cold, only 38 degrees, and that was the high that we hit today. Humidity 78, and that's due to the weather that we will see later on tonight. If we take a look at the radar right now, you can see that some of that rain is moving out. That's the stuff that they saw earlier today that is getting out of the way. Even though that is getting out of the way, though, that does not mean that we are in the clear. Now I'm going to show you the temperatures for the regional area. And the thing I want to show you is look at Joplin. It is 78 degrees in Joplin. If you look anywhere else on this map, you can see 30s, you can see 40s. But as I move to the next slide here, you can see that that severe thunderstorm warning is down by Joplin due to those warm temperatures, So all that rain is getting through that system, but that's what we're going to see because of Joplin. That's where that cold air and that warm air are colliding because that's where the ground is cooler than the air. So that's causing fog. They saw some fog earlier this morning, and now they are seeing that warm temperature where all of a sudden that low front is going to move through and it's going to cause some rain. This is the look at Wednesday that you see. You see low pressure and high pressure systems all over this map here, and that's because we could see some rain tomorrow night. Not too sure yet, and that's just how the day is going to play out tomorrow. We will see some tonight. and that's just because of the low pressure systems. This is for Wednesday night, and that's where we see, this is our prediction for the rain, and that is due to the pressure systems that are moving through the area. Tonight we will see a low around 36 degrees and some rain tonight. Winds pretty low, 5 to 10 degrees, but they will pick up tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see a high of 57 degrees, and it's going to rain tomorrow with winds about 10 to 15 degrees. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast for Wednesday. We see a high of 57 degrees with some rain. Thursday we see a high of 47, and then we're going to stay in the 40s for the next couple days. It's going to be 42, 46, and then finally on Sunday we should hit a high of 62. The good part is, though, we don't really see any rain for any of that. Once we get through tomorrow, everything should be sunny. Our lows will hit below freezing, though, so if you did get any plants outside, please make sure you get them back into the garage because they are not going to like that, not at all. So even though spring is here, we're not there yet. We're slowly edging into spring.
And is that why you got your hair cut?
I did. I decided to cut my hair, and it's not spring. I walked out today, I'm like, okay, I cut my hair and it's gone and it's cold outside, but
well, you're preparing yourself for this weekend when it gets nice. You'll have the sweat on your neck.
Exactly, exactly.
I didn't do it that way.
Speaking of sweat, the athletes are out there working hard, aren't they?
That's right, but in cold weather now. Straight ahead in sports, did that gloomy weather keep Macomb High School baseball and softball teams off the diamond yesterday? We'll find out. Plus, the Western Illinois softball team looked to snag a Game 3 win against North Dakota State on Sunday, and the Leatherneck baseball team looked for the series win at home versus South Dakota State. That and more next on Live at 4.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you're not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Now, how do you make it happen? Think purple, think success, think Western Illinois University.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Welcome back. I'm Danny Fry with sports. The Macomb High School baseball season is underway with the Bombers' home opener yesterday at Phil Bradley Field against Havana. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Bombers playing some small ball. Jake Dyer breaks for home, slides in safely as a bunt was dropped. Bombers ahead at that point, 4-0. Then MHS head coach Brock Boehner talking with Lucas Van Adden. So Van Adden up to bat, promptly sends a fly ball to right field that will drop, and a little trouble for the right fielder there. And the Bombers score on that RBI double, make it 6-0 Bombers. That was more than enough runs for Max Dakin on the bump. He put together a gem strikeout swinging there. And then he's one batter away from a no-hitter. Dakin strikes him out looking. See you later for the no-no. Bombers move to 3-1 overall with a 6-0 shutout over the Havana Ducks. MHS continues its non-conference slate Tuesday at home against the Quincy Blue Devils. The Macomb softball team was supposed to be on the road yesterday facing United, but this one was postponed due to field conditions. It's a quick turnaround for MHS, though, as they host Quincy High Thursday with the first pitch set for 4 o'clock in Macomb. The Western Illinois softball team opened its first homestand of the year at Mary Ellen McKee Stadium against Summit League frontrunner North Dakota State. WIU looked to avoid that 3-game sweep on Sunday. We'll see how they did. Top of the first inning, some WIU defense. Alyssa Reyna of NDSU pops it over to right fielder Carissa Kuchis, who guns down Alex Sobrero at the plate for the thrilling double play to end the first frame. Now to the bottom half of the first, the Leathernecks draw first blood as Leah Romeo crushes it to deep left field all the way off of the fence. Tierney Bettino waved home, and she will cruise on in as the Leathernecks strike. And then Casey Hart was in the circle for Western. She picks up one of her 5 strikeouts there, got her swinging, and then flash forward to the top of the 7th inning. Leathernecks leading 3-2, 2 outs away. Western 1 strike away from winning, but Jackie Stifter of the Bison lifts a fly ball to deep left. It clears the fence. That 3-run blast put NDSU had 5-3. Bison would win by that score. Yesterday, the Leathernecks split a doubleheader with Miami of Ohio and are now gearing up for a road series at IPFW starting on Saturday. The Western Illinois baseball team won a 14-inning thriller, 2-1 on a walk-off wild pitch against South Dakota State. That evened the series at 1 with the rubber game at Alfred D. Boyer Stadium on Sunday. We pick up the action in the top of the 6th inning with WIU leading 6-5. The Jackrabbits already on a comeback. Luke Ringhofer drops an RBI single into left. And then in the top of the 7th, Western goes to freshman lefty J.T. Baksha. He sets down the fellow lefty, but it was a situational switch there, so then they bring in Sam Cottingham-Beard to try and end the inning, but Paul Jacobson lines it back up the middle. That gives FDSU an 8-6 advantage. Western would score again in the bottom of the 8th inning. This ball gets away from the pitcher Marcus Heemstra. Colin Pogue scores. WIU still down at this point, though, 8-7. To the bottom of the 9th, J.J. Reimer is the game-tying run, but he flies out to center field for the final out of the contest. Western drops the game 9-7 and the 3-game series 2-1 at the hands of SDSU. Tomorrow, the Leathernecks square off with Division II foe, the University of Illinois at Springfield Prairie Stars. That one is at 3 o'clock at Alfred D. Boyer Stadium. So now it gets to that point where things are being canceled due to that weather. You gotta hate it, scheduling.
One day. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Danny. Join the campus rec as they bounce into spring with the new event.
Bubble soccer. Yes, bubble soccer will be coming to campus at the end of this month. Stay tuned.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Enroll, we say. We want you to be okay. Enroll, we say. Take care, people, for goodness sake.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Used to call me the buttered biscuit. Back then I was a sex expert. I know about birth control, too.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Stories. They happen everywhere. At News 3, we go the distance and tell them firsthand. Across the region.
The tornado tore through a neighborhood in Washington, Illinois.
Across the state.
Here at the state capitol in Springfield for the gubernatorial race.
Across generations.
We have a lot of people that are very dedicated. We're all volunteers.
The stories that inform us, the stories that move us, the stories that matter from a fresh perspective.
WIU will be hosting its first ever bubble soccer tournament at the campus recreation center. Now find a team of 6 to play. There's 4 up here. We need to find 2 more. Split the cost of $50. Cash or checks can be dropped off at the RPTA department. That's room 400 in Kearns Hall.
Teams must register online by Friday, March 27th. Search the WIU website for intramurals. Prizes will be awarded for 1st through 3rd place. All proceeds will go to Benefit Camp Rocky.
You're on. Thanks for watching News 3 Live at 4. For Danny Fry, I'm Mario Calero.
And for Emily Manley, I'm Franny Smith. We'll stay on top of your news overnight and bring you the latest updates on our Facebook page. Find us at News 3 WIU.
Have a good evening.